For 42 nights, a 190-pound English Mastiff sat in a foster home, refusing to let anyone touch him after he was found wandering a highway alone at 2 a.m. 3 different foster families had passed on him, and the rescue was running out of options, believing he was too broken to ever trust again. Then, a 5-year-old girl named Maya sat on the floor 3 feet away from him and simply waited, changing everything. Mark, a veteran dog rescuer, thought he had seen every kind of brokenness. But Gus was a new level of shutdown. A massive black English Mastiff with no collar, no chip, and no history. The rescue coordinator told Mark, "We know nothing." 3 families had returned him within a week, the last one dropping him off without a word. But Mark's daughter, Maya, never got the memo that this dog was unreachable. When Gus arrived, he walked directly to the far corner of the living room, pressed his 190-pound body against the wall, and braced for the worst. Mark set down food and water 6 feet away, following the protocol of space, patience, and no pressure. He told his wife, Sarah, it would take 2 or 3 weeks to assess the dog's behavior and find him a permanent home. But Maya had a different plan. She came home from school that first afternoon, walked past her parents, and stopped in front of Gus's corner, looking at him for a long moment. Then she sat cross-legged on the floor, 3 feet away, hands in her lap, completely still with a quiet patience that stopped Mark from intervening. 22 minutes passed in silence before Gus lowered his enormous head, rested it on his paws, and met her gaze. The first 2 weeks were difficult. Gus flinched at loud noises, ate only when the room was empty, and slept facing the wall, a ghost in their home. The rescue coordinator called quietly, suggesting that some dogs carry damage so deep that nothing can reach them, and that it wasn't Mark's fault. But every afternoon when Maya came home, Gus would stand up and follow her from room to room, never close, but always present. The moment that changed everything came on a quiet night, 42 days after his arrival, when Mark woke up to a low, continuous humming sound coming from the hallway. He found Gus standing outside Maya's bedroom door, his nose pressed into the gap, that steady, urgent sound vibrating through the floorboards. When Mark opened the door, he found Maya curled up, breathing fast and shallow, her skin burning with a temperature of 104 degrees. They were in the car by 3:09 a.m., and the doctor at urgent care said another degree would have led to a febrile seizure. A life saved by a dog who woke them in time. When they returned home at 7 a.m., Gus was still outside her door, having not moved in over 4 hours. Mark sat on the floor beside him and put a hand on his back. And for the first time in 42 days, Gus leaned into the touch. Today, Gus is 5 years old and weighs 200 pounds. And he sleeps outside Maya's door every single night without exception. A 5-year-old girl sat on the floor and offered him a quiet, patient presence. And the dog, who had been wandering a highway with nowhere to go, finally found his person. He decided she was his. And for a dog like him, that decision is the only kind that lasts forever.